Horikoshi, your inability to properly kill characters is showing again for like the third time. Before we start, do me a quick favor and leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment. Now, let's get moving. What's up, guys? I got the pencil here, and here we are to review chapter 296 of My Hero Academia. And I actually have some praise for this chapter. Let's give this chapter a round of applause and maybe actually like Uraraka for about 10 seconds. There we go, boys. We're getting a start. Maybe she's on her way. However, before we dive deeply into that, let me go in chronological order to breaking down this chapter. So you open up, it's all for Shigaraki, I guess. He's just retreating alongside his Nomus, and then we cut back to all the heroes. Shoutouts to Pixie Bob. I'm glad that she's actually doing something. Shoutouts to President Mike. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's just screaming in this panel. I hate Wash with a burning passion. Shoutouts to actually seeing a little bit of 13's face. I was never expecting that, and I thought she looked more deformed under there, but it is Horikoshi, and I can't really remember a deformed female character from Horikoshi that's not, like, old. So, there's that. And we just see who's been captured, who's been defeated. Gigantomachia, obviously we were there for that. We know why that happened. Mr. Compress, we know why that happened. I wish we had seen Redestro's defeat. Last I remember, Redestro sort of was just fighting Tokoyami, and he like stopped Dark Shadow for a bit, and his legs broke. Was that the end of that fight? Am I missing something? Maybe I'm just missing something. I remember we did have Genten, I don't know how to say his name. Geten versus, shoot, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Hold on. Cementos. It's Cementos. Cementos was fighting Genten, and, I remember that fight also being in the midst of happening. I don't remember us ever getting a proper conclusion to that fight, but whatever. Everyone's getting captured, you know, all their supporters captured. It's all fine. I guess. I think the thing that I don't like about this opening part of the chapter, though, is that, like, while we saw Gigantomachia get taken down. That's cool. We saw Mr. Compress take himself out. That's fine. I wish we had seen more context for this Redestro fight, because I'm assuming there's more of a fight here, because Edshot is here, and I don't remember Edshot being there in the initial fight with Redestro, but he may have been there. I may have just missed the end of that fight. Maybe the Cementos and Geten fight ended on panel somewhere, but I don't think it did. If it did, then just remove this criticism. I just must not remember. But I feel like a lot of these fights that got off-screen could have been way more interesting than some of the stuff we've been doing, and would have fit way more into like the current motion of the arc before, you know, the whole Dabi reveal and how the arc sort of like instantly downtrended. And then we move on to the part that makes you like Uraraka a bit. You know, these kids, they're about to get crushed by rubble, and this is Uraraka in peak form. Uraraka as the savior hero that we need her to be, and she's not thinking about Midoriya at all. Yes, give me more of this, Horikoshi. Give me more of this. If we can have a female character that's not based around a male character or their love interest in general, yes, give it to me. Give me more. Look at this. I love seeing how there's nothing for her to focus on, but there are lives that can be saved. We can do this. We can do this. And she's doing that. She's helping people out. She's saving so many people, and that's great. And the thing here is I like how this one random hero, no context to who he is, but he just says, he sees all the carnage and destruction in front of him and is like, I need a new job. And this is an interesting angle that I actually didn't think Horikoshi would take, but I'm glad he's doing. It shows that while society may not be able to lose its faith in heroes because heroes are a necessity, heroes may lose faith in themselves, and that's interesting enough. I really like this panel of Uraraka here, because it shows how, like, it gives a perspective for Uraraka. The hero gives a perspective to Uraraka's job that she never really considered before, and it's how much pain and suffering people are going through, and how not everyone's built for that, especially not a whole bunch of kids. And here we go. We get to the issue. I don't remember Midnight dying. Is that me? Am I crazy? What happened? How did she die? What? Am I? Now, here's the thing. Horikoshi is no stranger to delaying deaths since way beyond where they should have happened. Like, I remember Midnight getting knocked off of Gigantomachia, and that's about it. Was she burned by Dabi? Was that it? Is it bad that I don't remember? Like, this happened chapters ago, so I don't even remember if Midnight's death, like, already happened. It's just the student suddenly getting to it. But I know this is supposed to, like, evoke some emotion. This is supposed to make me feel something. I don't, though. Horikoshi, I mean, maybe it's just, I'm a simpleton. That's the thing. I'm a simpleton, so maybe this death doesn't hit because I just don't remember it happening. Or what I think is more likely to happen, Horikoshi didn't want to kill a character on screen in a proper way, so they sort of just died off screen, and we're supposed to be feeling bad for the character aftermath. But I don't. Like, who's Midnight? All I know Midnight for is losing to Mineta, and I guess dying now. Like, she didn't do anything, and that's the sad thing. Like, and I remember they lampshaded this death with Mina's statement a couple chapters back, like, no, she's got way more to teach us back at school. Well, I mean, that's fine and all, but when did she teach them anything? She just was there. She helped them make their pro hero names, as far as I remember, and she ran the tournament, and that's about it. I don't know. This death doesn't hit like a lot of things that have been happening these past couple chapters. It doesn't hit as different. The only thing that really hit different for me was, well, All For One hijacking Shigaraki's body completely. That hit, but other than that, I don't know. It just felt weird seeing Midnight dead. Like, I'm not sad. I'm a little bit confused. Like, if I'm not even remotely feeling bad for a character's death, and like you make them the top character panel of all these lists of no-name characters that they're supposed to be dead. Midnight was obviously supposed to be the sacrifice. You know, the character that we were supposed to care about that would die at the end of this arc, to sort of lampshade and hide the fact that no one else is going to last. Like, they're not going to have permanent injuries, and the arc really means nothing except for a massive loss for the villains. That's what I see here. I see this arc being pointless in a sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't see any major heroes dead here. I don't know who any of these people are. I think that maybe Native. That one guy right there, maybe Native, who was almost killed by Stain. And I know Crust his death was supposed to be super sad, but I didn't know who Crust was. I think that's Crust. And that's the issue. I don't know who Midnight is. Midnight isn't a character whose death is gonna impact me, because I don't know about Midnight. I don't know, and I don't care. And that's mainly an issue for me. What do you guys think about Midnight's death? Do you think this was appropriate? I think it's like worse than Night Eye, because at least Night Eye we saw die. Night Eye didn't get off-paneled. He just got delayed. Midnight seemed to get delayed and off-paneled. Like, this doesn't hit. And I've compared Horikoshi killing characters to a lot of other mangaka killing characters in the past. And I think Horikoshi just maybe he's not allowed to or something like that. Because I know Horikoshi can do great stuff, especially with a concept like death. But I don't know, he just, every single time he tries to kill a character off, he either doesn't kill a character off where they need to die, such as All Might versus All For One, or he doesn't kill a character, he kills a character off later, like he delays it to when they should have died so it could have any emotional impact, or he kills characters that, like in Midnight's case, have so little screen time and like actual character development that no one cares. You know how much different this would hit if this was Aizawa? I'd be in tears right now because I care about Aizawa. I know who Aizawa is. This would be hitting more different if it was Gran Torino who died. This would be hitting more different if it was any of the characters that like are actual characters. Like if Endeavor died here, I'd be losing my mind. But since this can't happen yet, since those characters' functions are not fulfilled, it's fine. They have to live. And Midnight had to die because she's a character we quote-unquote know. So this should make us feel bad and tell us, oh, look, the war cost something. War didn't cost nothing. Oh, my, I don't know where my English went for a second. But the war arc didn't cost anything. And that's the thing. Maybe y'all guys give me your hot takes on Midnight's death. If it was something that worked for you, I'm glad. I want more emotional investment out of My Hero Academia, but I can't give that to the series. It has to build it up better, which is sad because My Hero Academia and Horikoshi in general are really good at building things up. But this death, I don't know, it didn't smack. It didn't smack for me. Let me see. Dobby's annoying, but I wonder what. Whoa, this is for him, isn't it? Dobby's annoying, but I wonder what Endeavor's gonna do now. Is it true? If it is, it's a big problem. Even during his days as number 2, I always thought he was kind of shady. His job is to protect us, isn't it? What the hell is going on? Now, here's the thing. This is exactly what I feared. This is it. I think this is really the end. Maybe I should move overseas, but I don't have the money. They better explain themselves tomorrow. Come tomorrow. Will we be okay? it'll be fine. I mean, that's what the five weenies told us after all. Here's the thing. I called this a couple chapters back. The society would question heroes, but they had to rely on them. I'm sorry, Dobby. Your plan doesn't make sense. You can't threaten to kill everybody, 30 innocent civilian people, and then try to take away the only recourse of those 30 protection of the rest of the innocent people that have done nothing wrong. And that's the thing. Look at that. While they're a little bit concerned, they're like, whoa, blah, blah, blah. We need an explanation. They're ready to be explained to. This entire thing can be written off, and it's perfectly fine. And with Eri in the narrative, she can boop, 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 endeavor at least, and be like, hey, I'm sorry. I was a terrible father. I'm trying to change my ways, but my job is to protect you, and I will protect you as much as I can to the best way of my ability. I just need to ask you for a second chance. And there it is. Because this isn't society being shattered. This isn't society being torn apart. Even kids still have faith in heroes. It's society being jostled a bit, like a little bit shaken up, and it's not good. Like, that's not what Dobby's intention was. At least that's not what I'm assuming, because that's what Stain accidentally ended up doing. Like, he shook faith in heroes a little bit, like he pushed the tower just a tiny bit, but he didn't do much in the grand scheme of things, because Hero's still around, and even with the death of All Might, Heroes have still been around. Now, most interesting part, Jailbreak arc. Everyone was calling it. There we go. Shout outs to everyone who called it Jailbreak arc. But now I'm even more confused. All for One ends the chapter. Nope, but now, my nomus who know nothing of fatigue, go free my main body. Obviously, this is just leading into the Jailbreak arc, but who else is kept in Tartarus? I need to know. Because I know Stain. I was about to say Shigaraki. I know Stain and I know All for One. But is the Overhaul gang kept in Tartarus? See, we've been talking about this Jailbreak arc so long, but now that it's actually probably about to happen, who is there to Jailbreak? I guess if they take everyone to Tartarus, like if they take all the Paranormal Liberation Force, if they take all of those people there, and they take all of the whatchamacallits, so they take people like Redestro and Geten and Trumpet. I don't even remember who Trumpet is. And like Gigantomachia. If they take them all there, then I guess this could work out in the villain's favor, for a massive Jailbreak arc. But the thing is, by limiting it to like this one prison and have it not even being like All for One's focus to free everyone else, it's just to free his main body, I feel like the Jailbreak arc isn't something that was planned for like the characters. It's just something that's going to happen. And while I would love, and I really, really, really hope Stain gets free so we can see his reaction to this new world without All Might, because I'm confident he doesn't know that All Might's done. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't know that, because why would they tell him that? But if that's the case, I want to see his reaction and everything. This is a new world that he's not ready for, and I really want to see that. But that's the main thing. Unless All for One is planning to go release some ancient villain that he used to work with, which I doubt, he just wants to free his main body, I'm not sure how this is going to lead into like the full hype Jailbreak arc that we were expecting, especially if not all the villains are there. Especially since All for One says, why would you think there would be a tomorrow? I won't give you a moment to rest. From here on out, it's still my turn. It makes me wonder, well, will the villains even have time to get transported? Like, what's the point? What's the point of this Jailbreak arc if no one's really in jail? Like, we have Overhaul, but he's useless right now because he has no hands. We have Overhaul's gang, and we have Stain. Am I missing people? If I'm missing people, which I feel like I am I missing people? Muscular may be there. Ooh, we could get Muscular back. Muscular versus Midoriya round 2 with Midoriya with better control of One for All and more power. That would be cool. Let me think. Moonfish could still be there. So those are two prospects that just popped in my head. That could be cool. But that's about it. I can't think of many villains to free from jail because not a lot of them are actually in jail when you think about it. Oh, and also Toga escaped. I don't really care. I hope Toga's like just on her way to meet up with Spinner and Dabi and all for Shigaraki. I hope they're there, or she's on her way for that. If she's just gonna infiltrate UA, which could be cool, I guess. I wonder whose blood she still has. I guess this could still be Uraraka's or not Toga's. Or Asui's. I think that could be cool if Toga infiltrates UA just to see how they live, to see how they teach like the students. But I'm not sure what UA's gonna do because now they have to heal a whole bunch of kids. I mean, in the end, I still think this is a good chapter. I think this is a better chapter for multiple characters than it is. But I feel like, have you ever felt, whenever you're reading a manga, have you ever felt like, not just the manga, reading a story in general, have you ever felt like in the middle of a story, the arc suddenly shifted directions, and not in a good way? And then realizing that the arc has shifted in a different direction than the original narrative was intended to go, that the story realized it had to shift back harshly, and we're back on the main focus. Like, remember, Dabi, the entire Dabi thing was a side arc. It was a side distraction, and that's why it sort of got like, it got curb stomped by all the other reveals, and got curb stomped by All for One taking over Shigaraki, because it just wasn't as important. And as we can see the repercussions of it, a lot of people, I mean, they're doing what I said. They're questioning Dabi's legitimacy. Like, okay, good sir, you killed 30 people. I feel bad for you and all, but that doesn't give you an excuse to mass murder. Like, and now we have to rely still on heroes. I don't know. I feel like Dabi's entire thing was sort of pointless, unless I can see Horikoshi twisting it in a good way. Oh, and also, but this is going to be a really long review. Also, that's it. I think the chapter is like a solid 6 to 7 out of 10. Mainly, I like what they did for Uraraka. She was focused on saving people. That's her main goal. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the ideological conflict within the hero, seeing all this death and destruction. I'm glad about that. I wish we got more proper conclusions to a lot of the fights. That's what removes like a lot of the impact for me. Washes in the chapter, so that removes like a whole 4 points. And I think Midnight's death was a waste, and I think, you know, Shigaraki being taken over by All for One is cool, and the Prison Break arc is now a possibility. I just don't know who's gonna be prison broken. However, regardless of that, My Hero Academia is supposed to be ending soon. We're getting my hero. We're getting my hero. Hands down. I think Horikoshi's time skipping us, and I know people are gonna get so tired of me hearing, oh, Pencil's just gonna keep saying Horikoshi's time skipping us, and wait till he just keeps getting denied. However, My Hero Academia ending soon. It could end either through 2021, which I doubt is. It could be cool if we end at like 300 chapters, then we shift to My Hero. Like, drop the academia part. We get time skipped out of Hero School, because I think Hero School is holding the characters back a bit too much. However, I want a chaotic time. I want a chaotic world so badly, but I don't think Horikoshi's gonna do it. If he does, My Hero Academia comes a 10 out of 10 manga. But at the moment, what do I think? My Hero Academia ending soon. I think it's cool. I think it mainly comes down to the idea that, oh, Horikoshi has finally realized the bounds and limitations that he put on himself by calling it My Hero Academia, realizing that he has to have the academia portion in there for so long. So I think he's finally going to cut it out by not by ending quote unquote My Hero Academia, but the series is instantly going to continue in like a My Hero. Like a lot of the fans already call it Boku no Hero or My Hero. We just include the academia because that's part of the title. So I think it's ending so we can finally shift out of like baby world into real hero stuff permanently. And the real hero stuff is the best stuff of My Hero Academia. So I think it can go very, very well. I hope it ends well. I think it's gonna end awkwardly though, because we're at a really awkward point to end, unless we end on this like harsh time skip, which would be cool. And can't wait to see My Hero Academia Shippuden. But other than that, 6 to 7 out of 10 chapter. I like aspects of it, but I really don't like aspects of it. So it's mixed. It should be like a 50-50, but I still think, yeah, I can give it its due props. Tell me what you guys think about Midnight's death. Tell me what you guys think about the possibility of a time skip. Tell me what you guys think about My Hero Academia ending. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.